All right, so get this. We're diving deep into crypto today, but not just any coins. We're talking about the comeback kids of 2024, the ones that went from practically forgotten to triple-digit gains this year. You ready to unpack this?
Let's do it. This year has been remarkable for crypto overall, but these three coins really tell a story.
Exactly. Our source material today is this Cointelegraph article. It's called Three Coins Back from the Dead in 2024 that may continue to rise in 25. First up, we've got the one and only Dogecoin, up over 350% from its lows. Can you believe it?
It's quite a turnaround. The 2024 U.S. presidential election really seemed to breathe new life into it.
Oh, that's interesting. I know Trump's been vocal about his pro-crypto stance, but how did that translate into actual market movement for Dogecoin?
Well, when he created the Department of Government Efficiency, with the very deliberate DOGE acronym, it sent a clear signal. People started speculating, connecting the dots, and the price reacted.
Uh-huh. I guess you could say that was a pretty efficient way to get attention. But let's be honest, Dogecoin has always had that meme coin reputation. Is there more to this rally than just hype and political buzz?
Definitely. There are some strong technical indicators at play here, too. For instance, we saw a golden cross pattern emerge, which often signals a bullish trend.
Okay.
This happens when a short-term moving average, which tracks price trends over a shorter period, crosses above a long-term moving average.
So for someone looking at charts, that's a pretty clear buy signal.
It can be, especially when combined with other positive factors. And remember, Dogecoin has a history of explosive rallies. Back in its 2021 bull run, it surged almost 7,000%.
Wow.
Now, whether it can repeat that kind of performance is anyone's guess, but the potential is there.
7,000%, that's mind-boggling. I have to ask, what are analysts saying about Dogecoin's future?
Analysts like Milky Bull Crypto and Javon Marks are predicting it could reach $3 or even higher if this momentum continues. Their analysis is based on technical indicators as well as the overall bullish sentiment surrounding the crypto market.
Okay, so we've got the meme factor, the Trump bump, and some solid technicals behind Dogecoin's resurgence. But let's move on to our next comeback kid, Ripple, also known as XRP. This one had a real roller coaster ride over the past few years. What was the turning point in 2024?
The ruling by the U.S. District Judge, which stated that XRP wasn't a security when sold on public exchanges, was a game changer. This essentially weakened the SEC's case against Ripple, which had been casting a shadow over the entire project.
So this wasn't just a win for Ripple, it was a win for the entire crypto industry.
Absolutely. It set a precedent and signaled a potential shift in the regulatory landscape, especially with a new, more crypto-friendly administration in place. It instilled a lot of confidence in investors who had been hesitant due to the SEC's aggressive stance.
That makes sense. So less regulatory uncertainty, more investor confidence. What else contributed to Ripple's impressive 350% price surge?
Well, you can't ignore the launch of their RLUSD stablecoin. This was a strategic move that positioned Ripple as a key player in the rapidly growing stablecoin market.
Now, I know stablecoins are becoming increasingly popular, but for those who aren't familiar, can you break down what they are and why Ripple's entry into this space is significant?
Stablecoins are cryptocurrencies designed to maintain a stable value, usually pegged to a fiat currency like the US dollar. They offer the benefits of blockchain technology, such as fast and cheap transactions, without the price volatility that's often associated with other cryptocurrencies.
So it's like having the best of both worlds, the stability of traditional finance with the innovation of crypto. But what makes Ripple's stablecoin stand out?
Ripple's focus has always been on cross-border payments. Their existing network and technology already facilitate fast and low-cost international transfers. By launching a stablecoin, they're streamlining this process even further and tapping into a huge potential market.
And are analysts bullish on Ripple's future given these developments?
Yes, many analysts are quite optimistic. Donald, who has a good track record of predicting Ripple's price movements, believes a breakout above $2.60 could lead to another massive rally, potentially doubling its current price. And eGreg, another well-known analyst, predicts XRP could reach between $8.77 and $17.54 if Ripple achieves its long-term goals.
Those are some bold predictions. So we've got Dogecoin riding high on a wave of hype and technical indicators, and Ripple overcoming regulatory hurdles to establish itself as a stablecoin powerhouse. But our journey through the comeback kids of 2024 isn't over yet. Up next, we're diving into the world of Hedera, also known as HBAR.
Hedera's been flying under the radar for a while, quietly building its technology and partnerships. But 2024 was a breakout year.
It's interesting you say that because I remember when Hedera first came on the scene, there was a lot of buzz. But then it seemed to fade into the background a bit. What changed this year?
A couple of major developments really propelled them forward. The potential for spot HBAR ETFs is a game changer. Both European and US-based filings suggest serious institutional interest. Remember, ETFs make it easier for institutions, like pension funds and hedge funds, to invest in an asset. They don't have to deal with the complexities of buying and storing the actual cryptocurrency.
So it's like opening the floodgates for a whole new wave of investors.
Exactly. And that influx of capital could have a significant impact on Hedera's price. But it's not just about speculation. ETFs also lend legitimacy to an asset class. When traditional financial institutions are willing to put their money into crypto, it signals to the market that this is a space worth taking seriously.
That makes sense. So HBA or ETFs could be a catalyst for mainstream adoption. But I also know Hedera has been making waves in the DeFi space, right?
Definitely. Their total value locked, or TVL, has exploded this year. We're talking about a jump from around $53 million in January to almost $200 million by December. That kind of growth attracts attention.
It sure does. What are some of the specific DeFi platforms that are driving this growth on Hedera? I know a lot of our listeners are curious about the actual use cases of these technologies.
There are several, actually. Stater Labs, for instance, offers liquid staking, allowing users to earn rewards on their HBAR holdings without locking them up. Saucer Swap is a decentralized exchange, making it easy to swap different tokens on the Hedera network. And Bonzo Finance is a lending and borrowing platform, essentially a decentralized bank built on Hedera.
It's amazing how much innovation is happening in the DeFi space. It's like the entire financial system is being rebuilt from the ground up.
It's an exciting time to be involved in this space, and Hedera, with its fast and low-cost transactions, is well-positioned to be a major player in this DeFi revolution.
Think about all three of these coins, Dogecoin, Ripple, and Hedera. They're all so different. But what strikes me is that each of their stories, in its own way, reflect a broader trend in the crypto world, the move toward legitimacy.
I think that's a keen observation. You have Dogecoin, once dismissed as a joke, now potentially influencing government policy. Ripple, battling regulatory headwinds, emerges with a landmark legal victory. And Hedera, with its focus on enterprise-grade solutions and growing institutional adoption, demonstrating the real-world applicability of blockchain technology.
It really feels like we're witnessing a turning point. Crypto is no longer just a fringe technology or a speculative asset. It's becoming a force to be reckoned with.
And that raises some interesting questions. What does this growing legitimacy mean for the future of crypto? How will governments and traditional financial institutions adapt to this changing landscape? And what new possibilities will emerge as blockchain technology continues to evolve?
Those are big questions. I have to admit, even with all the progress we've seen, I still get the sense that we're just scratching the surface of what's possible with crypto.
Yeah, it really is. Makes you wonder, what's driving this push toward legitimacy? Is it purely technological, or are there other factors at play?
Well, I'd say it's a combination of factors. On the technological front, blockchain technology is maturing. We're seeing faster transaction speeds, lower costs, and improved security. But it's also about the growing recognition of the potential applications beyond just cryptocurrency. We're talking about supply chain management, voting systems, digital identity, and so much more.
Yeah, it seems like every day there's a new headline about a major company or even a government agency experimenting with blockchain technology.
Exactly.
And that kind of real-world adoption is crucial for building trust and legitimacy. But it's not just about technology. The changing regulatory landscape also plays a significant role.
That's a good point. We talked earlier about Ripple's legal victory and the potential for a more crypto-friendly environment under the new administration. Do you think that's having a ripple effect, so to speak, on the entire industry?
Absolutely. Regulatory clarity is essential for attracting institutional investors and fostering innovation. When businesses and investors have a clear understanding of the rules, they're more likely to participate in the market. And that influx of capital and talent can lead to even more advancements in adoption.
So it sounds like a positive feedback loop. More regulation leads to more investment, which leads to more innovation and so on. But with all this progress, there must still be challenges, right?
Of course, volatility is still a concern for many investors. We've seen how quickly crypto prices can fluctuate, and that can be daunting for those accustomed to more stable markets. Security is another ongoing challenge. As more value flows into the crypto ecosystem, it becomes a bigger target for hackers and scammers.
That's a sobering reminder that while there's a lot of potential in the crypto world, there are also risks. What advice would you give to someone who's just starting to explore crypto?
First and foremost, educate yourself. There are tons of resources available online, from articles and videos to podcasts like this one. Take the time to understand the basics of blockchain technology, different types of cryptocurrencies, and the risks involved.
It's like any investment, really.
Yeah,
Do your research, understand what you're getting into, and don't invest more than you can afford to lose.
exactly. And don't get caught up in the hype. There will always be new trends and buzzwords in the crypto world. Focus on the fundamentals, the underlying technology, and the real-world problems that crypto is trying to solve.
Solid advice.
No.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the comeback kids of 2024, what's the key takeaway for our listeners?
I think the biggest takeaway is that the crypto world is evolving at an incredible pace. What was once a niche technology is now becoming a force for mainstream adoption. We're seeing governments, businesses, and institutions all taking notice. And as blockchain technology continues to mature, we can expect even more innovation and disruption in the years to come.
It's an exciting time to be following the space, that's for sure. And for our listeners who want to keep exploring, I highly recommend checking out the Cointelegraph article we mentioned earlier, 3 coins back from the dead in 2024 that may continue to rise in 25. It's a great starting point for understanding the comeback stories of Dogecoin, Ripple, and Hedera.
And remember, this is just the beginning. The crypto world is constantly changing and evolving, so stay curious, stay informed, and who knows, maybe you'll discover the next big crypto comeback story.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring the fascinating world of crypto.
Absolutely. And you know, it's funny, when you think about it, we were talking about these 3 coins and how they each represent this move toward legitimacy in crypto. But the truth is the entire industry is kind of on this journey, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, a few years ago, crypto was seen as this wild west of speculation and scams. But now you have major institutions getting involved, governments exploring its potential. It's like the whole narrative is changing.
Right. And I think that shift in perception is what's really driving adoption. Because when people start to see crypto as a legitimate asset class, they're more willing to invest their time and money. And that leads to more innovation, more development, and ultimately more mainstream acceptance.
It's like a snowball effect.
Yeah.
But I do wonder, are there any potential roadblocks or challenges that could slow down this momentum?
Well, I think one of the biggest challenges is going to be scalability. As more people and businesses start using crypto, the networks are going to have to handle a lot more transactions. And if they can't keep up, it could lead to slower transaction times and higher fees, which could deter some users.
That's a good point. I mean, we've already seen some networks struggle with congestion during peak times. So finding ways to scale these technologies is going to be crucial for long-term success.
Exactly. And then there's the whole issue of regulation. While some regulation is good for providing clarity and stability, too much regulation could stifle innovation and slow down adoption.
Right. It's all about finding that balance between protecting investors and fostering innovation.
Mm.
So we've covered a lot of ground today. From Dogecoin's unexpected resurgence to Ripple's regulatory battle to Hedera's DeFi push. If you had to sum up the state of the crypto world in one sentence, what would you say?
That's a tough one. But I think I'd say that crypto's at a tipping point. It's no longer just a niche technology, it's a force to be reckoned with. And the decisions that are made in the next few years will have a major impact on its future.
Well said. I have to admit, I'm feeling pretty bullish about the future of crypto. Despite the challenges, there is so much potential here. And I'm excited to see what the next chapter holds.
Me too. It's going to be an interesting ride, that's for sure.
And on that note, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the comeback kids of 2024. We hope you found it informative and engaging. If you'd like to learn more about the coins we discussed today, be sure to check out the Cointelegraph article we mentioned earlier. Until next time, keep exploring the fascinating world of crypto.